fellow Sagittarius. Hi, this is Marta. Overcome with joy right now to be able to read for you again. This is amazing. With Universal Power Tarot. And these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hello. Oh my God. Thank you for this gorgeous energy. What a warm welcome. Thank you. This is so amazing. Thank you for being here. And I was getting with this as I was about to like press the record button. It was so nice, such nice and calm energies. It felt like a long walk in the forest, which is what some of you may have been doing. So first of all, first things first, if you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the bell button all if you would like to be informed whenever I publish new content. The all seems to be important. The way it works is I receive a channeling for you. I also receive the chanting for you that will be available over on Patreon, on uh, attached to your extended. All the information to Patreon you'll find down below. I already pre-shuffled all of your cards, cleansed your space, and we have 2 cards here for you already, but I'd prefer to read your channeling first. So what came through for you was tread lightly, nestled in between 2 strong and old forces. Now this is something that you may or may not be feeling, but if you want to have a look at the community tab over here on YouTube, you can see the pictures of your readings, and I will be posting what I mean by this, because it's really in between the Black Moon astrology card deck and the mermaid deck. And this is you, like in between, being nestled. It feels, like a child that is receiving comfort, which is quite awesome. To those of you that are not in those energies yet, there's at any moment in time, this energy is inviting you. So to invoke it, you just ask upon it because it is there. But if you're really busy, or when you're really busy, it may be hard to feel this, but you are in your current state nestled in between 2 old strong forces, okay? Because there's also something Gemini that's popping up, like astrological chart, where it's like the thoughts can take off. There can even be like anxiety coming in, or you may have felt this. I myself have felt it throughout the last couple of days. There was a lot of old stuff that was coming up, just to give you a bit of background that you may be resonating with also. So a lot of old stuff, like heavy topics, stuff that you can work through fairly fast, but it is still there. It's like heavier stuff, and you may have been dealing with this as well. And something astrological chart, I just touched on that, and you may be working with your astrological chart actually, or there is something of significance happening to you right now in your chart. They just gave Gemini. There's also something Saturn return. The question here that has been posed in your direction is, are you ready to receive, Sagittarius? And they said, open your channels wide to receive all the blessings ready to come in for you. And you know what's interesting? Because we have here, this is Arbol de la Abundancia. So it is the little tree of abundance. And I actually lit an abundance candle for you earlier today. It was actually for me, but they wanted to bring it into the reading, so it is also for you. So let's bring in that abundance for you, okay? Whichever you desire, my friends. So open your channels wide to receive. Some of you went through a particularly rough time. This may not be for all of you, but my heart goes out to you if this is the case for you. In the healing chanting I did that you can find over on Patreon, what came through like at the end of it or during it, because I didn't use my rattles, it was just the chanting, and it was so soft again, and so it really felt really comforting too. And something you went through here taught you a lot, is what I was getting with this. For some of you, that was a lot of compassion that you learned. Maybe before you may have been, how could they do this, right? And that has shifted into, I understand, and no more. And it's the simplicity of it too. It's like when you completely are hung up on a certain topic, possibly also in victimhood mentality, and no shame here from my side whatsoever. It's just the processes that we're going through, right? I myself as well. Absolutely. Every single person on this earth has gone through some of it, right? And it shifts, in your case, into I understand. And this often unfortunately happens when we go through painful phases in our lives, that our heart is opening, it's cracked open through pain, and then something else is coming in and a greater understanding. And with that, yeah, my throat is like, I almost want to start to cry right now because, yeah, I understand. I understand. What I was also getting was forces of the sea, and also take your time, like when you're grieving. It doesn't have to be on anyone's timeline, nor should it be really, because it's your grief. It's whatever stages you need to go through is what you're going through, okay? Forces of the sea and the forces, the forest, sorry, with us. Also in this reading is what I would totally feel. So we have like, I brought like a root, like an old part of a root, and something that I found, and I immediately knew this wanted to come into the reading. We have the seashells, and also like the fossils that they came. It's significant for those times because the sea and the forest, the salt, the water, and then there's something co-creation, mycelia, also mushrooms, right? Co-working, co-sharing, co-hosting. Very interesting times that we're in when it comes to this particular thing. Huh, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil that. Something just came through. It may say it later, but not right now. I don't wanna spoil this because we may be doing an interview on this one. All right, let me see. Hi, Kinsley. You're watching this. Okay, so for you, find your way home. Look how beautiful this is with the two birds. And we actually have a compass here too. We have the sun. Someone is actually returning something to the nest and coming home. What was striking to me was the eye color of the birds here, because there's actually a children's book that I read to Vincent, my son, yesterday, that spoke about the eye color, and that's what I saw reflected today in your card here as well. And it's the turquoise. So something about eye color. Either you are having like a changed eye color, or someone that's significant to you like is somehow striking. I'm getting like eyes. Eyes are significant. It says you can always find your way home, turquoise assures, and she should know. She has traveled by caravan across the Silk Road and escorted royalty on the byways between life and death. Turquoise is a wayfinder and companion for when the path is unknown and feels treacherous. By the way, I just also yesterday saw that Gemini is tied into the color yellow, so the solar plexus also is highlighted. Did you know that? I didn't know this until yesterday. Take it if it resonates. So it does matter, like how you dress, like what colors you are inviting, what colors you're painting your home with. You may have recently painted your home or your van, your car. Whether in real time or in the shadowed lands of journeys and dreams, she offers protection to the parts of our psyche that are lost, scared, or hidden away. There's a tension to being human, to having a yin and a yang aspect, which occasionally conflict, leaving you simultaneously wanting to stretch your wings and never leave the nest. Oh my God. Yes. Do you know this feeling, Sagittarius? This is crazy. This is describing it so well. Also, Gemini, kind of that aspect, right? Interesting that that will come in so strongly. So, simultaneously wanting to stretch your wings and never to leave the nest. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I right now kind of want to pack up and, put everything in a van and leave and, go travel and not, because then you have like all in one, right? Then you kind of have like the best of both worlds, I would imagine. I don't know. If you've done this, you can totally drop it in the comments and let us know if this is the case for you or if it's still the same. Turquoise gets it. Go and grow, she whispers. I will help you find your way home. There's a ritual and a reflection. The ritual, I will only tell you, like the mantra, I call myself home to myself, which is beautiful. This is a mantra you can repeat. I call myself home to myself. To get the full ritual here, to call yourself home, please go over to Patreon. It's available with the $2 tier. And then we have the reflection, nest or novelty. Um, very, very interesting, and I find these quite powerful, actually. I did one of those the other day and was completely blown away what happened in the course of all of this. It was just like coming along all innocent, right? So I was just like, okay, cool, let's do this. and then received like the weirdest, craziest dream, and also anything else that happened after this was just like, wow. So ask yourself when doing those, am I ready? Do I want to do this right now too? Okay? But I'm saying that over on Patreon anyways. And then you have, I'm just supposed to show this one to you right now, but we'll get into the tarot. You have time out, awareness, contemplation, solitude, time alone. And this is what I was getting, like coming back to peace here. And it's also tying in, of course, to find your way home, you know, to being home within yourself. But not right now is what they're saying. Not read it right now, maybe later, maybe over the extended. I don't know that yet. I'm always receiving that information in case you didn't know that. Yep. Here we go. Like I said, family patterns, the Nine of Cups in this deck, this signifies for me, you know, family patterns. This is why you need that time out too. This is why it's so important. Someone may have told you that you're not all right the way you are, or that what you're doing is not okay or not according to a certain standard, and that you should do something else or something different or, you know, something better. But what you're doing and who you are is perfect, utterly perfect. And I think you may not know like how perfect you are in the stuff that you have been doing in your life already, and what you will be doing, how perfect that is. You'll come into that understanding depending on where you are in your journey. This is a general reading. Please keep that in mind. But it's really like this is quite magnificent here, because it's like you seem to be coming into your own, into that awareness, into yourself. Maybe even like growing your own family here, right? Or coming into your own family like within. But it's, I understand it's kind of this is where this comes in, right? It's like I understand why they acted the way they did. Now, this could be actual parents or caregivers that we're talking about. It could also be school teachers. It could have been a partner. I'm strongly feeling parents here with this though. But take it as it resonates, as it applies to your situation, please. It's really, you come in full circle here, 36 breaking down to a 9. You come into full circle, full completion of this understanding that it's gorgeous to be you. This is quite something. It's gorgeous to be you. And you may not have felt like this ever. It's gorgeous to be you. And it's like if you were to drag a mermaid onto land, right? And try to make her fit into like the earthly plane, she'd have an awful hard time trying to walk, trying to get around the same way that humans do. You just can't compare the two. So there's a strong difference between the way you actually are, as you will find out if you haven't found that out, or find out more in the process of coming home to yourself. There's a lot of peace. There's a lot of, you know, calm within that. It's like being totally, totally good with who you are as a person. And I'm getting like slight, it's not heavy, it's like throat chakra action is what I'm getting with this. And it's just like you're still in the process, or seem to be in the process of, you know, finding your voice. And this is absolutely perfect. Like where you are right now is perfect, Sagittarius, because you'll come into that understanding. You'll organically grow into, you know, finding your voice, into this, because you seem to have done like a lot of work, yeah, here already, that has freed you from this. And here we have the Two of Swords. It's interesting because that is that being torn between, that's the internal battle. Could also have reflected like externally, like with your parents, with your partner, with any external circumstances, with a job really. But it's that being torn between, I'm thinking one thing and my heart is telling me another. It's the, I want to leave the nest. I want to, you know, go explore. I want the new, but I'm also kind of afraid, and the nest is kind of warm and cozy, being nestled in between the two, right? But there's a strong urge, and that urge is going to become even more prominent as you will keep going. It will eventually bring you to that point quite organically where you will just leave that nest and be like, you know what, it has served me really well, that nest, for this and that amount of time, but now it is really time to build my own, to really fly around and see what do I really like? Where do I need to be? Like maybe it's even the ship that becomes your next nest, right? A sunken ship because you're a mermaid, because you're a unicorn, because you're however you identify, but you're not this. You're not your family patterns. You're not your original family. You're not. It's just you needed this family for the time being. It was important for your growth. It was important for their growth as well, even though you may not really be able to witness it this lifetime, but trust and believe that it was really important as you came into their lives as well. Like this is a vice versa kind of a situation. It's so interesting because now that I'm taking the time, because sometimes I seem to be rushing through the readings, because the energies are just so boom, 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 boom. And of course, I'm getting caught up in all of this, but this time with your reading is so calm, and I don't feel the need to talk much, to talk particularly loud. I apologize if if the mic isn't picking it up properly. I know this has been like an issue, and I'm sorry. I still haven't been able to fix it. It will come. It will come in time. But it's like I'm seeing the mermaid. So you looking at the two like from a distance. So you seem to be able to distance yourself, to not get involved emotionally anymore in whatever family patterns are happening here and whatever is presenting itself to you on the external, because you're so home within yourself, or you're going to be. This is beautiful. And you're seeing this internal battle because it's interesting. Sometimes, in the beginning of your journey, you're not aware of these processes, and these processes kind of like lead the life for you. But this is all turning around. You're like, even if these processes pop up, you're very aware that these are internal processes of yours, and you can just have a look at them. You can just take a distance. Oh yeah, that's what's happening right now. I get it. I understand. It's so much of I understand. I love this. I love this. It's so simple and so amazing at the same time. Wow. Okay, we'll take this over to Patreon if you're interested to find out more about the energies where you're going to step into and whatever else wants to come out, obviously. And thank you so much for being here. If you could give it a like if you resonated with this reading, if you could leave a comment if it resonated with you, but there's no obligation. It's just like it helps the channel, it helps the videos get out there. Okay, and yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, night. I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow, and maybe I'll see you over on Patreon, and if not, I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.